I'm Amalie Nash, and I'm the head of the Newsroom Transformation Initiative for INMA. I would say a couple topics that have really resonated are cultural transformation and the use of data in newsrooms, which are very tied together. So when we think about cultural transformation, it's about how do we do our work differently? How do we find efficiencies? How do we have a culture of change so it's not we've transformed, we're at the other end of this and we're good? How do we think about constantly evolving and being responsive to our readers' needs and thinking about where the future of the industry is going? And when we think about data in newsrooms, I'd say most newsrooms are at a place where they're looking at different data points. Very few newsrooms are not looking at data at all. But it's understanding what are the metrics that make a difference. A lot of that's dependent on your business model. And then how do we think about things like user needs and emotions and things when we think about metrics as we try to understand what our readers want from us and how to combat things like news avoidance and just sort of, bringing in younger readers, reaching people we don't currently reach. And so there's been a lot of discussion of how do we use metrics effectively and how do we evolve metrics to think about them in terms of predictive analysis as well. One of the things that excites me is how active the INMA community is. And so since taking over the initiative, I've had conversations with people all over the world who are really engaged doing extremely smart things that I think the whole community can benefit from, people who are trying and innovating, people who are really interested in figuring out what the future of newsrooms should look like. And I'm also really excited about conversations on breaking down silos. And we've heard some of that in recent INMA programming around how does marketing work with newsrooms, how does circulation work with newsrooms, how do sales work with newsrooms, and really thinking about the business holistically and how do we operate more effectively by breaking down some of the silos that have existed traditionally. So if you want to get involved in the initiative, which I really hope that you do, we have a lot of different ways. And so Slack, newsletters, all of the different places, email me, and I think anyone can get involved in the initiative. When I took it over, I assumed that it would mostly be newsroom people, but I've been really heartened to see people from product, marketing, data insights, a lot of different disciplines that are joining the things that we're doing and really finding a lot of interest because they want to understand more about what the newsroom does, what the newsroom needs to do. And so I think even though it's a newsroom transformation initiative, so obviously very applicable to newsrooms, there's a lot of applications across just different organizations, and so everyone can benefit from understanding more about how newsrooms work and need to transform.